collect the beauty of nature through card drafting game, Meadow. What we think about coming up.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University. Today we are excited to show you Meadow. The game has been out for a few months now, I think, and some of you might have played it. So we're gonna do a quick overview of the game and what we think of it, so you can skip if you know how to play already in the index below.
Yes. So this is a card drafting, set collecting type of game. With some interesting mechanics. So you'll see here on the board there's 16 cards in a 4x4 grid, and the game is played over 6 or 8 rounds depending on your player count. And on most turns you're going to be taking one of your 5 arrow wedges, putting it into one of the notches that is open around the outside of this board, and then picking up the card that corresponds to the number. So here it would be the second card in. So you would take this card, add it to your hand, and my hand was upside down, add it to your hand, and then replace it. And then you've got the opportunity to play one card from your hand into your journal. And this is where all your points come from. You're essentially, almost every card has some number of points on it. When you play a card, you're going to score points for it. And to play a card, you've got to match icons that are on the card. And so there's several different types of card. There's ground cards, which are all over here, and these are the ones that start off your sets. You can just put them straight on the table, and they each come with a symbol. On a subsequent turn, then, if you've got a card like this one, which has some prerequisite icons on it, you can play this card on top of one of those prerequisite icons, as long as you have all of those prerequisite icons. So here, this bird needs a tree and a beetle, so I could put this bird here.
And covering one of those.
Yeah, and covering it up when I come to play that on a subsequent turn. There's also cards that are landscapes. These are horizontal. They're landscape in the thematic and page
Meadow
layout sense.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, true.
and you need a road to get to a landscape, and sometimes you also have icons that need to match there. And you can even make discoveries, find souvenirs from your trip. And these ones, again, they go on landscapes and they need icons down here. So it's all about icon matching and a constant process of icon covering. And it's important to cover these in the right order. So here I've used a bird prerequisite without covering it. And then I can come and play this other card that has a bird prerequisite. So
if you were to put it there first, then you wouldn't be able to play that. That's
exactly.
True. Yeah.
Yep. So that's what's going to happen on most of your turns. You'll play one into an open notch, take the card, and then optionally play one from your hand. Alternatively, there are some open notches here, and you can play into one of those and do the special bonus effect, which is on the card, and so on the tile, sorry. So this one lets you play 2 cards instead of draw 1, play 1. This one lets you take a card from anywhere. This one lets you draw blind off the decks and draw 3 and keep 1. Things like that.
But you don't get to play a card as you normally would if you take cards from the middle board.
Yeah, and playing cards is what gets you most of your points. The other way to score points is the objectives around the campfire. So when you use one of these bonus effects, if you have 2 icons that are adjacent to each other on this board and you have them visible, then you could score them by putting your 4, 3 or 2 point marker onto that. And this is competitive among the players. It's first come gets the points. So if I don't have the example here, but if it were, there's a tree here and there's berries here. If this were a berries one, I could put my token here, get those
You want to try the highest point first, number 4 first, of course. Because you don't know when the next one, if you're going to fulfill the next one.
Yep. At the end of a round, after all players have used all of their tokens, You take the tokens out, you change the first player, and you move on. At the halfway point of the game, we sweep out the cards, replace them with new ones, and the south cards are replaced with the north cards in this extra deck here. And then so on till the end of the game. You count up all your points, which are just these numbers on the cards and the numbers on any tiles you put up here, and the highest score wins.
Mm-hmm. So what do we think now? This is where we're going to have different opinions, quite different opinions. Let's just say it out loud first. I like it, Tarrant, not really so much.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. There are a few things for me that that didn't quite gel. I really found I was looking for icons that I didn't feel really thematically meshed, so it kind of felt like an abstract icon matching game to me. And this board didn't seem to refresh often enough. So frequently,
play 2 players.
Yeah, so frequently I was struggling to find the icons I needed, and I just found that I was kind of playing to hope what the board was going to give me rather than building up a strategy and really building an engine.
Unless you have, 4 hands, like you start with 4 things in hand, which you actually get to pick at the start as well anyway, 2 certain points.
And you can discard 2 cards to count as an icon that you don't have as well. So there is a way around it, but it's an expensive way around it.
I have a feeling that might also be the stall thing. It might be because of the 2 players.
It's possible.
And we can't really play over 2 players at the moment, lockdown. But I feel like that might be it. That, though, is that it? Is that your thing? Yep. Your piece? Okay, mine is the opposite. I like it. I like the card drafting. I like the tightness of putting a worker here. And you have only certain numbers of action selection tile.
Yep, there's a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4.
And whatever you want.
And a question mark, which you don't use at 4 players.
Okay, right, so only for like 3. Yep. So this actually is so good. Like, you want to try to pick whatever you want, block someone else potentially if there's like similar spots that you can choose. Play a card, or look at what cards you have, what icons you need, and I might just take the card to previous turn, and then you gotta reorder your cards, which one that you want to play first, so that the icon are properly. I haven't yet mastered that, of course, but I can see that is a really tight game. It is a very beautiful game. The card holder comes like assembled like this. I don't know if that's because somebody assembled for, I don't know. Anyways, it comes assembled for us, and we just.
It comes with instructions on how to assemble, so I think we just got a pre-assembled version.
Oh, okay, that's awesome, and yeah, this is good, and I think it might be some similar color. They are like these 2 cards are similar, but a lot of these are different.
There's a lot of different artworks in here. Yes.
Yeah, and I like the fact that first when I learned about the Meadow part, where you put the card over there, like what is that for? Like, why there are so many rot tokens? It's like the game comes with a lot of rot tokens. Like, now I understand, because you need 1 rot token per Meadow, and the Meadow worth quite a lot of points.
They do tend to be worth a lot.
I mean, not a lot, but not bad.
Yeah, they are pretty good. They're worth a lot of points, and you don't have to cover an icon down here. So it's a cheap way of getting a lot of points, but then you have to spend an extra action
to get 2
getting extra roads.
That's right. That's the only way to get roads in the game. Haven't seen it.
It's the other one on this.
Oh, right, yeah.
Plus, of course, you can discard 2 cards to ignore an icon.
So that tightness is something that I like, card drafting with tightness, and then you get that individual puzzle, but also it's not just individual, actually. It is interactive, highly interactive, because you can see what you think they want, what you want, and then as Tarrant said, you can discard 2 cards to cancel one of the icons requirement when you place the card.
Yeah. There are times where you're looking at the card you really want that came up, and you've got to judge whether you think someone else is going to take it or not. And
also if you have the required thing or not.
Yep. Which can be a reason for hanging on to your 1 card or your question mark.
Yeah.
I found that a lot of options tended to come up, so I didn't think it was that heavily interactive. But there's enough to just watch what the other player's doing and make a call.
Yep.
These decks are staggered.
That's right. That's actually a good thing about it, because the S card like until halfway, and then the N card more kind of like end game point. I feel like higher points and
higher points, more grounds and things to combo with. All of the east ones are ground cards, so you've always got that option to keep extending. The west cards, all the houses and fences come in there. And the rulebook does come with this handy table here to show you where you expect your icons to come from,
I love it.
Yeah, and it's important because there are a lot of icons, as you can see here, and if you don't have some idea where they're going to come from,
it's totally it's slightly random.
It
but
would feel totally random, and
and this is actually good because there's a ability that lets you pick 3 from the bottom of a card that is in play, and then pick one. So this actually helps you with which deck that I want to have a look and try my luck.
Yes.
I think this is good. This is an extra. I didn't actually score that much on there last time.
Yep.
I think this is an extra that you get like as an incentive. You can even combo it as well with that. Then that will be great.
That's the most useful timing thing in the game. I think if you can time when you use one of these bonus powers with when you're ready to score a goal, that's the most efficient way to use it.
Okay. But yeah, I care for this game. Like, I know that a lot of people like this. I had a lot of good things about it. I do like it. It's not a difficult rules, it's simple rules. And the logo matching thing I like. That's something that I like. And I don't feel... Yes, I feel like sometimes, oh no, I can't find this logo, like where it is. You can still discard cards. There's a way of it. I would like to one day play more than 2 players. So if you have played more than 2 players, please let us know. What do you think? I would imagine that it's more competitive, but then also is it the Meadow area? Or no, not the Meadow.
The Meadow is this.
That's right.
This part.
This area here, the middle board, the center board, is getting refreshed quicker. Yeah, I like to know, and one day we'll play that because I would like to play it again. Maybe not with you, maybe with you. I mean, who don't like these pictures? It's like this easily can be like make bigger and put on the wall. Who's the artist?
Carolina Kiak.
All right, well done. You remember that? Well done. It's very good. Like I haven't heard of Carolina before. Well done, Carolina. And yeah, so the game also has got some envelopes.
True.
That we shouldn't actually probably show. We just show the envelope, not the inside.
Yes, you can see here's one we tore earlier. It does include some extra cards, extra little things to do.
So what are the envelopes are for?
Yes, they add some extra cards into the decks, little extra. They've got their own thematic elements. Some of them add some extra mechanics. I won't go through what they all are, but like extra icons or slightly different ways that cards combo up.
Can't wait to play with those. So that's Meadow. Again, what do you think of it? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Tarrant more? It doesn't really matter. We're not going to judge you. It's obviously personal preference. So I'd just like to know. Hopefully that is useful. If you find this useful somehow, it will be really helpful if you can please hit that like button and subscribe to us if you haven't already done so. You can also hit the meeple in the corner and hit the bell so you get notification when we have new videos. We do reviews like this, how to play, Stella Suite, my Suite, and so on. I'm also on Instagram, so hopefully we'll see you there too. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye.